so... Yes, I did build part of it blindfolded, but after rather quickly, mainly while the camera apparently conked out while I was blindfolded, it became rather obvious. No, don't build models blindfolded. Okay, maybe a snap together I might try it one time, but for glue together, you gotta see what's going on too much to really end up making it simply hatchet. I got fingerprints on the outside here. I should be able to clean it up, but I'm not sure what this chip's gonna be called. But I'll figure out something for that one later. And personal updates. We are currently down in Kissimmee. That's how it's pronounced, Kissimmee, not Kissimmee, but an old Indian thing. The idea was, let's see, Steph got out of the hospital, and the idea was to bring her down here to do physical training, or physical therapy, in her hotel, or at the Gator Inn. Very nice place. Just literally just a few blocks up from, maybe just a few thousand feet away from medieval times. So that's kind of an incentive to maybe stick around a bit. But unfortunately, the infection that they were supposed to be knocking out at the hospital, they didn't quite get it. So she's back in the hospital, and we're at our Osceola County Regional Health Center. She's in there. They did what they should have done first. They did blood draws, do culture, so we're finally going to knock this thing out once and for all. Maybe she'll be back in a day or two. We can get back on the physical, get her back up and running, and possibly be joining me in Kingsland this coming weekend. I get there and finally meet Bijo. In the meantime, but I will be the one or the other, whether she's there or not. But she's hoping to be back on her feet and getting there because her legs are strong enough. It's just when the infection kind of and it starts messing with the inner ear, the balance goes to whack, and and things don't work. And that's what's been going on. And we got a stubborn one going here. And it just won't let go. So hopefully they got her in there. They're gonna maybe keep her a day or two until they really knock this thing out. Now, unboxing time. There's the other Enterprise model that I was gonna do the blindfold thing, but considering it's a little more complicated than the one I did, it's a good thing I decided not to. But this one, like I said, this is slightly older vintage. This is older vintage. Like this would be just before they changed the molds to the, let's say, more or less the current version of what they wound up at. And we'll do a little survey on it. The ultimate thing is Jay Claddock did. First, it was a series of articles, a multi-part article on Cult TV Man about the history of the Enterprise model kit. And if you want to see what's going on, there's a series of videos he did on his channel. Post links to them down there, but basically exemplifying, you can see what's going on with the kit, what they changed, what it originally was like, and of course it's going to stick on it. So much for using this trash bag. The guy who sent this pretty securely packed. Just considering the box is not in the greatest shape, it's probably a good thing. Alright. This is why I got skizzers. And congrats to Mecca for her 5-year anniversary. I wish I'd extricate it from this. Come on, let go of the box. Alright, there we go. Alright, now. And of course, if anyone's done anyone, you've seen, the artwork for forever. Basically, the photograph on here, this is probably the rarest version of the kit right here, because this has got the one with the light up amber domes on the engines. Try and find one suckers for cheap. Alright, now we're going to take a look at just what kind of situation we got here. Okay, someone's already got I can't. It doesn't look like they're glued in. Someone's already got dome in. Looks like it's just pressed into place. So, this well intentioned, but not a good set of decals because we got all the names in this lead down. Totally wrong font style. Thank you guys. Ah yes. Here, iron-on transfers. I have all of these designs here on my Cafe Press shop, by the way. Found good scans of it, and you can now get them on a shirt. You know, no need to iron on your own. Now let's make sure. Do I have a? I got an extra saucer in this. Okay. All right, let's just get them all out of the bag here. Ooh. Right, saucer's seen better days. Might be able to do something with that. Let's take a look here. Looks like I got me an extra upper saucer. Considering the nature of these kits these days, is donor parts. This is good. Okay. So let's take a look here. Yeah, I got an extra saucer, you know, half here. So, okay, I didn't realize. Still has the mounting for a light bulb in here, and here too. So, yeah, one of the key things to recognize earlier molding is if you can get an open box, if it's got full hole through here, whereas the later ones, which got one here, there's just a little, it's recessed, but it doesn't go all the way through. And there's also some things like the holes aren't lined up the same way, but with these, I don't know why these things are in the first place. Of all the things they changed on this thing, why do they still keep that? Some Nimrod thought they were supposed to be there. I don't know why they're there anyway. All I can think is some kind of mold release situation. Because there's nothing on the Matt Jeffries preview thing that had anything that. Then maybe somebody misread the phaser thing. But really, it has no business being there. Oh, one good thing, he added a little bit to hook up from there. Because otherwise, it's like you got no pegs at all on this thing to line up. So it's a bit of an art putting that together. Oh, and good, got a set of domes. So I'll leave that there. Oh, good. Good. Because I saw this jewel in here and noticed the thing sprayed up, but there is another dish here on the sprue. Still got the spike on it. So yeah. And something I noticed here is you can tell this was made early on because the quality of the steadier, little sturdier grade of plastic, and also the mold's still pretty well crispy in there. Also, like the intercoolers still got the little thing on the front here. That's your front of the intercooler. That's the part that faces forward. And some people, once in a while, I know first time when I got it way back when, we thought it was a mistake. No, you keep that on there. That stays in the front. And also, we got spare dome. I like that. Okay. Okay, we got both Broussards here, both end caps, and the control reactors labeled nothing. We don't know what the hell they do. There's the impulse, but also notice the end of the nacelles here, little notch in there, as compared to the old thing where you just put it together, stick it in a slot. This takes a little more finesse here, because this was the inner thing, because it originally came out, it had kind of this was a loop, a squared off loop, and you had another plastic piece that kind of a angled, curved kind of logic thing, kind of stick on there. That's how you attach the nacelles in there, and it was a pain in the ass to work. It frequently broke, There's a lot of, just in building the thing, it tend to break off. So, but this one, they little innovation. I wish they'd stuck with this, and I wish they just kept these molds as is, because when they changed them in the mid '70s to that, you lost a lot of accuracy. They fixed very little, and they omitted some details they should have kept. But yeah, what it is these things you stick through there, and they would intersect with this little half moon piece here. They go into there, and with this one you can tweak it, because anyone who's built one of these kits will tell you the alignment of the nacelles is a royal pain in the butt. And if you look on this one over here, even with the just sticking tabs in there, it's better, but it's still a bit of a problem sometimes, because the mold still showed its age even after reworking it. They don't quite line up. You got to do some tweaking and some very strange things sometimes. Oh, look at the spare part. I got a spare impulse deck too. I should check the listing, because I don't remember spare parts being listed here. Another little job on there that one of the things when they changed the molds, that they fixed but shouldn't have. Right there. Notice that inner lip one here sticks out a bit. That's what you should. It's supposed to do that. That's on the model. When they redid it, they just made it all the same thing. And that's that. You lost details. You should have kept. And this has got a lot of flash to clean up, but that's normal. And also make sure, yes, we got all the parts you need here. So here's the hanger deck, hanger deck doors, which I had to pull from this kit to finish this one. But the weird thing, I mentioned this in the last video, is that there were 3 Bussard domes in there, and figure what they're doing. Oh, they're replacing one round part with another, and they threw in an extra dome, but they left out the hanger doors. So weird. So yeah, here's this. We got the 2 Bussards. One is they have to do impulse. Put that over there. Intercoolers. So lovely sensor dish with them. There. There. And then we got a few loose bits here. Yeah. Here's the other cells halves, and the bane of this when they changed this stand, because originally you had this nice little kind of triangular base with a thing. They brought it back for the first refit, the motion picture, and it was just actually kind of a standard stand. These are on a few different kits. I think the Leif Erikson had actually. Well, a few different kits had that stand, but I think this little crazy thing came out with the Leif Erikson kit, maybe with the later known as the Interplanetary Glow-in-the-Dark UFO. It had a version of this stupid little cradle stand, where you got a kind of thing and the bar in between. The thing was always a pain in the ass trying to balance. There we go. Put those over there. Yeah, that little half moon piece goes in little slots on this side and on this side, and you got to make sure you get this because they're getting right. But there's a little bit of an angle on here. I don't think we really can't see it because the way it's in the frame, but there's an angle on there that corresponds with the angle of the hull. If you put it in backwards, it's going to throw off the alignment of the nacelle. So you really pay attention. This is why I was worried about trying to do this one blindfolded, because I need to be able to see that angle. And trying to do it by feel. That'd be a pain. There's something that was lost in the later versions. Very clear guide holes for very big pegs. And something they really loved, because originally this was where the batteries were for the lights. There was an little tray here and a couple of prongs on the side. And this one had a little problem thing, because you turn the lights on and off by twisting this. That's why there's a couple of brakes on here. You can set it up and you turn it and it turns the lights on. And this was designed to come apart. So originally you had some huge clamp bits on this side and some pegs on the inside here. when they redid the mold, in fact, there's on the inside here, there's still little indications of where there used to be the tray, where the batteries. They have the batteries here, but and there's a little peg for the hanger deck. Hanger doors goes right there. They got rid of that when they changed the molds, and now it's it looks like it's lined up, and now this you can tell right there. That's in fact, they didn't. Hell, it's in there. Don't need to glue it, but I will. But yeah, with an older kit with the lights, though, it just snaps together. And of course, the thing is with the batteries, you got to be able to snap it apart to get to the batteries. Now this one, the batteries are, the lights are a memory at this point. Come on. See if I can fit this together here. It's a little bit warped, but compared to the other port kit, this is nothing else. But yeah, another indication of knowing what kit you're going there. If the secondary hull has these bits sticking out, then you got one of the old ones. If that's flat on there and the 3 boxes are on this part, yeah, you got to redone. Yeah, another big one that I'm really irritated they got rid of. It is right here. The homing beacon for the hanger deck. When they redid the molds, they got rid of that for some stupid reason. There's that. Make sure I don't have like a spare hanger there. Okay. Nope, no spare. So one of these ships is doing without some hanger doors for a while. Yeah, I got that. Yeah. In the first issues of these kit, you can still tell a little bit if you look very carefully in the right light. But those little on the fantail had the little lights with the green in the middle, the yellow, and the red. That was actually molded on here. A little like the windows, but it's just little molded outlines of it. So that one I think just got obscured over time because even on this kit, where they haven't changed that much to it yet, it's already gone. But you get one that still has the little loop and the thing on there. You can still see it because that was my first kit, and I noticed that on there way back when. So this will take a little bit of working. But this one I like working on because it's still got most of the old stuff on there, but it's also with this little arrangement you can tweak it and get things into place. That can start to be a bit of a chore, just because people, unfortunately, when they did this was still the original number. It was part number S9951. The original issue was slightly longer, but mainly S951 is a model number, the catalog number they want. Unfortunately, when they redid it, I still had the box in it. When they redid the kit, it became 6656, I think. Problem is that a lot of them, here we are. Yeah. Here we are. No, 6676. Now, if you're lucky, yeah, they'll have the corrected number on here, and also right down here, and also say AMT, or no, it says AMT. But some of the kits went out, the revised molds, but they still had the old box. It still said S91, S951, which can sometimes cause a few arguments when you're looking at buying a kit, and they claim it's one thing, and no, I'm sorry, not. Well, that's what the box says. I know it's what the box says, but then, unfortunately, they had more old boxes than they had old kits. So there's a nice old instructions here, and backside there. Power strut support. Lower main fuselage. Upper main fuselage. Where are they going? Left power units, intercoolers, power unit domes, flight deck, power unit caps, lower end. Oh yeah. I want you to paint the Bussard's amber. Yeah, this one. And as far as extra parts in here, and I say threw in extra parts. Got extra impulse deck, extra deflector, and an extra. Looks like someone tried to be used. Bussard dome. Let me take a look somewhere. This might be from a older, because they did slight changes to the domes a little bit, because the earlier ones didn't quite fit. It looks like it's probably the same thing though. But these are the suckers I like, because these guys, they had the things molded on there. They look pretty correct, or at least more correct. And these stupid things they got here, it's like, on the one hand, yeah, it's okay that the domes are separate pieces on there, but again, it's like, what the hell were they looking at when they came up with this stupid thing? This is not accurate to anything. It's supposed to go in there. One solution I've seen is just cut it apart and make them 3 separate pieces again. But there we have it. There's my venerable old Enterprise kit. And I think actually I might make use of the other box because it's in much better shape. And I'm not selling it, so I don't care what it's labeled. But yeah, I think I'll put this one in this one. So I can just pop this back into place. Oh, and I forgot, man. A spare upper saucer. So this will all go in there. But the kit itself I got here, where everything is there. These would all go back in here. These. Don't need this screw. Give me that. So yeah. And the doors, and the reflector mounting, and the domes. Yes. Oh, this is spare stuff here. I'm gonna keep the direction, even though back to my whole point, if we can build this in blindfold. I haven't actually referred to the directions on one of these kits in since the 70s, early 70s, when we finally realized, hey, we put the nacelles on wrong. Because that's one thing. Apparently, an episode of Young Sheldon, there's an Enterprise model, and someone noted that the nacelles are swapped. It's actually not a hard error to make, because anything model on there, any version of this model, it's easy to swap the nacelles around. And if you're not really paying attention, if you're not that familiar with the ship, you're not going to catch it. So if someone points out, it's like, why are those, so that's it. Because no matter which system of connection you're using, whether the tab slot, the half moon thing or like this. This nacelle will fit hold on. It'll fit in like that, or it'll fit in like that. And again, if you're not really paying attention and you don't know the details that well, and you're not going to follow, it's easy to mix it up, and suddenly you got the grills on the outside and the actor on the bottom. Which, if you don't know what you're doing, it looks okay. It's, untrained eye. Now, if you look at the, something. Look on the picture on the front. Say, hey, wait a minute, that's not right, Daddy. So, well, there we have it. So, okay, couldn't see the gauge there. So that one again, I would have gotten a can of primer already, but they were sold out at Walmart of the 98-cent can I wanted. So no primer as yet, but I'm gonna do that one. I'm gonna do that one carefully, and I'm gonna make that one the Discovery NCC 1031. So that would be my Canon dispute, counter argument. No, this is the Canon Discovery. The one you see on screen is not the Canon one. That's something totally different. That's a weird, twisted mirror universe type thing. And of course, what to do with these, you never know. Because, after all, I still got a stack of, building up a store of these kits back in Colorado. Not all of them are in pristine. I think the one of them got a glue thing on there. So it's always good to have parts for something like this. Let's make sure that. Look at the spire of the. Okay. So yeah, I think this box could probably be safely disposed of, frankly. As nice as it is to have an old box, I got plenty of old boxes. I got older ones, and I got several old long boxes. I need the artwork that badly. Oh yeah, special jacket. I got one of those. It's sitting right over there in a baggie right now. I'm gonna take that to Kingsland with me. There we go. So there we go. That's the latest acquisition. I might be, inclined to put it together while I'm down here if they restock the primer and I at least get, the basic build done. Not using these decals, that's for damn sure. But I do have proper decals in here. I'm debating about the stickers or the decals. But it could be fun either way. But, I think it'd be probably better off with the stickers. Yeah, I have to cut it up anyway to make Discovery out of this. But this is all. Looking at this here, these are all spares. Oh, there's an Enterprise. I think it's a slightly different font. Yeah, the R is slightly different. And pilot versions and all the various other numbers. And a spare Enterprise. I don't know what's going on here. But yeah, I've like I said, I've already got a USS Yamato 1305. I think is the number. Because sorry, Mike Okuda, we're here to Will Riker. Say the name and registry very clearly on camera, and on camera deliberate dialogue trumps on-screen graphics every time. Okay, and here's the water slide decal version of the same thing here. Ta-da! This is good to actually get basically plenty of spares. Because I do have a lot of these older kits that I want to put together and do my own little protest fleet. Not so much protest, but also just my own set of pre-Constitution class starships, as exemplified by the Constellation. So there's a point where, yeah, the intent was supposed to be the same class as the Enterprise, but that intent only goes so far, especially when you start racking up enough later knowledge of these things and later confirmation and stuff, that it just doesn't work anymore. So you might as well have fun with it, and just let's broaden the Star Trek universe a little bit and come up with older classes of starship. Because starship really is more a designation of a certain class, certain type of vessel of a certain level, ship of the line type of thing. That's where Merrick's like he commands not just a spaceship but a starship, Pro Council, special vessel and crew. And that's kind of when I said starship class on the bridge of the Enterprise. But again, the Constitution class is not the only class of starship, and if you take the if you get this ship and you compare it with the 11-footer, the proportions are slightly chunkier. You figure the bridge module is standard, and that's about the size of the Enterprise bridge. This comes out maybe 20 feet shorter than the Enterprise. The Enterprise at 947 feet, this comes at like 9. Well, the 947, this comes at about 920 something. It's a little bit shorter. The nacelles are just slightly different model. So yeah, there's plenty there to justify declaring it a separate class, slightly older. The angle on the edge of the primary hull slightly different. But yeah, it's but starship class is a little, or ship class is a little more complicated than most people think. You can, because I go back to the example of aircraft carriers. You can line up the Kitty Hawk, the Enterprise, and the Nimitz, and then the Ronald Reagan. And while they're all they're mostly separate classes of ship. The Kitty, the Reagan and the Nimitz are both Nimitz class carriers. Nimitz is the first step. But they all look, to the untrained eye, pretty much identical. They're both about the same size, the same configuration with a slanty thing and island aside. So that people who don't study this stuff religiously, they all look like the same bloody ship. Same thing with these guys here. You put this next to the 11-foot model thing, it's the same thing. No, you got to look carefully. This is slightly different. These are different portions. They'll look like you're insane. Why do you care? But it's the same things like and also the class is more than just the configuration. It's also the capability of the ship, because it has to go with how fast, how far it can do, how far it can go, what it can haul, what its capabilities are defensively and offensive wise. So I'm still leaning towards calling this the Bonhomme Richard class. It's a name from the tech manual just pulled. Yeah, good name as any. What the registry of that one's going to be, I don't know. I would probably go with NCC 1010. Just for hell of it. And these ships just not quite to the same capability as the Constitution class. However, there were several Constitution class ships through the like especially that court martial, but also just the official canonical list of ships, there are a few 1600 registry numbers in there. I think we can probably say is that they were upgraded either during construction or slightly to Constitution class ship standards, and that is not unprecedented. So there's some ships in modern day ships that have been gone through refit, their capabilities changed, and now they're considered this class of ship instead of what they were before. But I would but other ones stayed the class they were to begin with. So it's a mixture. It's and that one I actually kind of use the example of the Challenger or the Columbia and that sort of thing, because originally when the shuttles first came out, yeah, the Enterprise was intended to go to orbit, but between the time they finished it and they're doing the testing, and they kept cutting the budget and changing the mission profile and everything else, it got to a point where Enterprise could launch, but it'd be like with a minimal crew and nothing in the cargo bay at all. So that was when it just quietly got shuffled onto a test vehicle. Never mind the fact there was plenty of material out from NASA at the time talking about eventually Enterprise going into orbit. And Columbia was refit during construction to fit the new specs for the new mission profile, as it was the heaviest one of the fleet, and therefore it had the lowest cargo capacity. It couldn't haul the big stuff. Challenger was the first one off the line under the new specs, and then Discovery and Atlantis and then later Endeavor, they all were under those specs, and they could haul the full size thing. Columbia couldn't do that because it wouldn't get off the pad because it was was still the superstructure, I guess, in the mainframe was just too heavy. And of course, Enterprise is like, all right. Yeah, ship classes and stuff. It's a little more involved than just how big is your saucer, what kind of missiles you got in there. You got to go into the guts of it, and now you can have a ship like you have looks like that, yet not be Constitution class, because the range is not quite as high, or there are not quite as many cargo holds on there. It's only got 12 science labs instead of 14. Or some are purely military. There's no science, there's no real science lab capability at all. It's all offensive, defensive capability. These ships should be manned by the Marine Corps. I might do something on that one of these days because I had a whole thing worked out. It started up with I have never liked the general fan thing version of the Marine Corps, or Starfleet Marine Corps, where instead of the Eagle they put the Delta on top of it. No, you don't. My version, it's got a Phoenix on top because I was doing I come up with this several years ago just for fun, but then decided to do something in my cafe press shop for the Starfleet Marine Corps, and they're decent sellers. And originally it was the Eagle and on the globe with the anchor, and just and in the interior of the globe instead of the Earth, it's that Starfleet symbol with the Delta and the little thing around it. And apparently ran afoul of the Marine Corps because the Marine Corps itself, the real because that is trademarked. So okay, I got to change a little more. I found a nice little clip art version of a Phoenix because the Phoenix is a big thing with Starfleet. As far as the official merchandise, the mascot is the Fighting Phoenixes. The mascot's name is Zeke or Zeph. Zeph from Cochrane. Or I think it's Zeke. I don't know, but either way, it's the Fighting Phoenix is the mascot for Starfleet Academy. And of course, you got this ship with because the Zeph from Cochrane ship was the Phoenix, and you got the USS Phoenix. So I incorporated a nice little clip art picture of a Phoenix rising in the flames. Put that on top in place of the Eagle. It looks gorgeous. In fact, I'll stick a picture up here about now. You can get a look at it. But it fits on there. It works just as well. The only thing kept on there was really the anchor. And I forgot. Okay, there. That's your Starfleet Marine Corps symbol right there. And off to the races on that. Something weird. They got their own little algorithm the issues because there's one version of this where it keeps constantly getting flagged, yet that same exact logo is all over the damn shop on all kinds of things, but it's only that one black and white picture for some reason keeps getting flagged. So whatever. I'll do something with it one of these days. Anyway, I think I've ranted here long enough. Again, hopefully Steph will only be in a couple of days while I try and knock that infection out once and for all. And figure out what the hell it is. And we can get back on track here, get her up and moving, and we can go screaming up to Kingsland, have some fun with Bijo and everyone else up there. Oh, after that, who knows? Because things are pretty much in flux here. Because, one of the ideas right now, because we're having trouble trying to get anything to live in, is just, get a U-Haul trailer, have some money thrown at us, and we'll be on our merry way. At least go back to Colorado long enough to consolidate the stuff we got down here with the stuff we got up there, and then plot the next move. Because we still got our settlement in the offing out there, which unfortunately, in the best estimate, we might hear something by January. So it's fighting time till then. But other than that though, I'll keep you posted on everything else. But thanks for hanging out with the unboxing and everything else. PayPal, Patreon, yada yada down below. Cafe Press Stop. I'm pretty sure the Marine Corps shop is in the links there, but I'll throw it in there. If you want to mail stuff to me, it's still for now. Captain Robert April, 4046 North Goldenrod Road, number 115, Winter Park, Florida 32792. Or I paid up for the month, so yeah. All right. And with that, we will talk at you later.